Alright, so heading back down to Iowa again this year. It's Thursday today, so I'll have a little over half the day today, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and about half the day on Sunday. So last year I found, 13 sheds in 2.5 days. I don't know if I'm going to do quite that good, because I found most of those sheds like in 2 spots. I got into multiple different areas. I think I walked like 4 or 5 different places. And some of the areas I could tell already had been walked by people. So I'm sure I'm going to struggle at some spots this year too. So hopefully, I'm hoping to come home with at least 8 sheds. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully I can have as good a luck as I did last year. You gotta be kidding me. Already, what, 15 minutes in? I got one, but it's a really little one. I can see how it was probably missed. I'm just getting into the good stuff here, and this has probably already been walked. I saw some boot tracks from probably, I don't know, maybe a couple days, maybe a week ago, before the rain washed away a lot of the sign. This is just a really tiny one. I found a really small one like this in here last year. Literally just heading down this grass hill. I could have walked over there. I could have walked through anywhere else but right here. And I'm walking. Boom, this is when I see it. That's got to be probably pretty close to my smallest shed ever. Fresh shed. Looks like it's been on the ground for quite a while. No wax ring or nothing on there. I'm sure there's a few bucks still holding in here. Last year I jumped a really big buck in here, still holding both sides. The same time of year, but hopefully that's the smallest one on the trip. But yeah, that's got to be my smallest shed ever now that I think about it. I mean, I have found sheds with smaller bases, but the length of this spike, man, it's broken, but overall, that's the smallest shed I've ever found. Well, it's been about only 10 minutes. I just camped on a little old one here. I'm not even too far away from where I found the last one, where I was seeing all those boot tracks. I don't know if the locals here are just missing all these little ones or what, but I didn't come to Iowa to find little pocket sheds. There's been quite a few old dead deer carcasses in here, and there's been scattered bones here and there throughout this whole place. That might even be a bone right there. I thought this was like a little rib cage bone or something, but it turns out to be a really old shed. Look at how old that thing is. Wow, that is like, I'm gonna keep it, but it's not worth keeping. I mean, I could snap that thing right in half. How did this not go found for so many years? I'm sure other people have found it. Maybe they just left it here like that. I'm taking it. I just found shed number 3. This is crazy. I've only been here for maybe close to a half hour now. Hopefully the rest of the day continues like this, but this is a pretty easy spot right here. I'm surprised no one, I mean, either this shed just fell recently or it was one of the spots that got missed or something. Pretty decent, probably maybe like a 2-year-old. Yeah, there's a lot of the wax ring on there. You can see that might be pretty fresh. I don't know. Sometimes a lot of times they don't really bleed as much as you'd think. That's really sticking out far, the base. It's kind of weird. Looks like it broke off clean though. Sweet. Right there. I just passed this guy walking his dog right here, and I just said hey to him, and that was kind of neat. But anyways, that wasn't neat. But what's neat is there's a huge shed right there. I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want to get too excited, but look at that thing. Well, not huge, but really cool. I'm gonna get some pictures of this one. I'm gonna go stand on that trail and see if I can see it. Okay, I'm right on the trail, looking over. You can't really see it. It's like right up there. The way it's laying makes it harder to see. All right, we'll pick it up here. Wow. You know, all the sheds I found in here, I can't say I really recognize him from last year. Found a couple younger 2-year-olds and stuff. This one might be a 3-year-old, but it honestly really isn't that big. It could be just a really nice 2-year-old. Who knows? Wow. No chews on it or nothing. I found a shed really close to where I am right now. This is just a little skinny patch of brush between this grassy field and this other grassy area, and I don't know if people have just skipped this spot or what, because last year I found a real big one in here. I was chewed, but I was just seeing boot tracks on a deer trail back that way, just maybe a couple 100 yards. Sweet. That might be one of the coolest ones of the whole trip for sure. Man. Well, it's probably been a good hour or so. This is an easy one, right on the trail. Pretty good sized tracks. This is the first shed I found today, pretty much right on the trail. That's why you literally got to get off of the deer trails. Very few fall, you know, in this obvious of a spot. Just a little guy. Just found another one. This is maybe 15 minutes later after finding that last one. It's pretty much 12:30 right now. Look at where the sun is. All this grass right here, this is pretty open. And you know, this has probably been snow-free most of the whole winter. So you can see there's like this scrape tree here and some crushed down spots, and sure enough, there's a shed right there. Looks like that one's been down for a little bit, quite a bit actually. I don't know, half the wax ring's gone. That's a little better genetic buck than that last one. Really white. I don't know if it's just white from that's the way he is, or if he's kind of gotten sun bleach sitting here in the sun. Well, finally, after all day today, I'm at the second spot now. I probably stayed at the first spot too long. That's where I walked most of the day. And I finally just found the first shed of the day. I probably got like an hour and a half left. It's nothing to brag about either. Right here. Just an old chewed up little spike. Something probably drug it right to this tree like a squirrel. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's a shed because there's not even a base on it. It could be a snap off antler that something started chewing on, or they ate up the whole base. But I'm counting it as a shed because it's the only one today so far. Hopefully I can get lucky here on this second spot. I've probably been at this second spot for an hour now. But yeah, this one was missed, but there had to have been other sheds in here. I literally almost stepped on this one. It's so small. I don't know why I just keep finding the small stuff. The shed is in the picture right now. Walking into the sun glare here doesn't really help. Right here's when I seen it. This one looks fresh. Oh wow, it's got like almost like a weird looking brow tine thing there. That's got to be the coolest spike I've ever found. That's weird. That might turn into something really cool if he gets some age on him. Well, at least I'm doing better than the first spot I was at. Got 2 little spikes. Well, just came up on shed number 3 for this little walk. It looks old. I don't know, that kind of has a white base, but I don't know, it's got to be at least a year old. Pretty chewed up on the base there. The tines are all still pretty good. Oh yeah, that's definitely got to be at least a year. The back is just stained a little bit from sitting. I don't see any wax ring on there, but it is kind of white, like I said. I don't know, but it's a really, really nice 1.5-year-old. Probably didn't have much for a brow tine, but the tine length is pretty impressive for a young deer. Sweet. Well, it's right around noon right now. I just came across the first one today. This is the second spot. Well, I'm still at the first spot I started in the morning, but I drove around to a different section of this place. This place doesn't have nearly the amount of sign as where I was the last 2 days, but I think it has less human sign here too, because there's no like standing fields, like standing corn or standing beans. It's just all just grass. There ain't anything on the public that's planted into corn or soybeans. But just in this little like grassy waterway thing right here, I just noticed this deer trail coming down in here, and there's a, you know, a definite deer trail right through the center of this packed down little grass waterway thing. And I'm just kind of following it, and right there's a little one. Just another little tiny one, like I've been finding a lot of these. Anyways, hopefully that's not the only one on the day, but it very well could be. So it's tough. That first day was, man, just pure luck, but yesterday and today I've definitely struggled. Well, I just came up on shed number 2 of the day. This one looks like another pretty nice 2-year-old. Stuck out like a sore thumb. I think it actually looks like it could be a year old. Let me get some pictures of that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, definitely a year old. Cool looking brow tine on him, kind of split bladed. Yeah, he had plenty of room to put on a G4 there this year. That's probably just a nice 2-year-old. Sweet. Let's see if I can find another one. I mean, this spot ain't the best, but like I said, it doesn't have any standing crops here, so I think this area doesn't get walked as hard as some of the other spots. And I haven't been seeing nearly as much deer sign as I was seeing yesterday. But yesterday I really struggled on some of those areas with tons of sign. I think a lot of it has already been walked, but this area is a pretty good size area with surprisingly no food. Everything's just grass. So, sweet. I did not think I was gonna find another one today. I came to a new spot here. This is one of those spots that has tons of standing food. I'm sure it's been getting shed hunted by the locals here non-stop throughout the shed season here. I just found a little spike or a little forker thing here, maybe 150 yards from the truck. Back that way, there's like basically a combine width all the way around, like a 200-acre field of standing beans, and quite a few of them are gone. And the other side of the river, there's another field that has a lot of standing beans. Those 2 guys shed hunting over there, so I just came over here, and right there, look at where I parked. I parked, and I swear to God, I walked in like this, and I cut in right here. I cut in right where this little opening of the willows are. And coming out here, I was just gonna run back to the truck and maybe quick get a little drone footage, because this is a pretty cool area. It's really huge. Just tons and tons of public around here. Wow. That's even pretty green. Got a bunch of little weird little black bugs on there too. I bet you it's been sitting for a little bit. It's not super fresh, that's for sure. Huh. I didn't really get a whole lot of time to walk through this, but I did see some boot tracks in there, and you can't always be discouraged by boot tracks, but I'm sure people are picking up a few, that's for sure. Well, that's better than what I thought I was gonna end up getting in here. I want to just check out this other spot right here. I got basically a half a day tomorrow, and I'll be heading home, so I don't kind of make up my mind where I want to go. Oh my God. I just found the biggest shed of the whole trip. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna find anything today. I've been at this spot since about 7 o'clock this morning. I got out real early because I knew that this is gonna be my last day, obviously, and oh my God, I can't believe this. So I was actually just heading, like almost on my way out, basically. I'm way in here, kind of heading out now. I was thinking about just, getting home maybe an hour or two sooner than what I originally planned on, but now I'll probably stay a little bit. So just back that way, maybe like 100, 200 yards, I saw a fresh scrape that had probably just been made within the last day or two. Like you could see all the hoof marks in the scrape and just a nice big buck track in there. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I actually took a picture of it, and I was just about 100 or 200 yards that way. And I followed the tracks. I backtracked them as far as I could, and then I lost it after he crossed a drainage creek. And I knew which way he was heading, so I kind of looked at my maps and I was like, oh, there's kind of a south-facing slope up here, south-facing ridge. So I was like, well, maybe he's heading that way. And I'm just getting up to this ridge here, and I just happened to walk in on the perfect spot, and right there. Crazy. I mean, it blends in pretty darn good, and I'm surprised it's not even chewed. This is literally right where I seen it from. I was just gonna head right up here by this down tree. Wow. I mean, not a giant, but it's definitely mature. Doesn't look like it's been sitting crazy long. The whole wax ring is on there and everything. Might have dropped kind of recently, who knows. He's even got some bark on the brow tine there from rubbing. Let me get a few pictures here and I'll pick it up. Wow. That made the whole trip, man. That's, wow. Kind of a goofy, really tall buck. Really good sized base on him, but tines are short, brow tines short, just a really tall, goofy guy. Not much of a curl on his main beam. That's a really unique antler there. That's pretty cool. Wow. Doesn't get better than that. Biggest shed of the whole trip. This will probably be the last one too. I doubt I'm gonna find anything else in here. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, right here, this is the results of the 2023 Iowa trip. Amazingly, I found the exact same amount as I did last year, 13. 13 last year, 13 this year, so I don't know why that is. It's just coincidence, I guess, but last year I had a whole less day of shed hunting and I still found 13, and I had better quality sheds last year. This year I found a lot of small stuff, as you can see, which is kind of surprising. It's hard. I only usually find a handful of spikes like this every year, and I just happened to find a ton of them, including my smallest shed to date. I had to go all the way down to Iowa to find my smallest shed ever, so that's pretty crazy. I also found a kind of a weird amount, a lopsided amount of right sides. I mean, these are all right sides, and I got 4 left sides, so I don't know why that is, just random. That obviously being the nicest. This is the last shed I found on the trip. I'm so glad I was able to, at least come home with one nice mature buck shed. This is gonna be a real nice deer someday. He's already like probably a typical 10. It's a 2-year-old with, a triple split brow tine. Triple split G2, split brow tine. So that was up on the same property as this one. This is just your basic looking 8-pointer. So you can see the difference in potential right there of that deer. So anyways, it was a well worth trip. I'll put up the miles on the screen. I haven't added up the total amount of miles. But yeah, I'm glad I took the trip. Not sure if I'll quite go down there next year. I feel like I could just focus more in Wisconsin and probably do just as good. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll have probably at least 4 to 5 more shed videos coming this year, so stay tuned.